Hi, everybody. I'm David Frei, the volunteer spokesperson for the International Heart Classic Virtual Dog Show coming up July 4th. Entries close, and we want you to join us. We're trying to make it exciting for everybody by getting a look and a visit with some of our judges before the show. And now we're lucky to have with us one of my go-to people in the terrier world, Madam Terrier herself, Peggy Beisel-McIlwaine. Hi, Peggy. Thanks for being on.
Oh, thanks, David. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm going stir crazy like probably most of us in the dog show world. How are you holding up there?
Keeping busy with household stuff and eager to have my granddaughter coming for the month of July, so that'll be fun.
So you need some more household stuff, huh?
No, just been cleaning and organizing, keeping busy.
We've been talking with people about dog shows and the sport of dogs and being a great family sport and being involved a long time. I've talked to people who were born in dog crates at dog shows and things like that. You got a relatively late start, although it's not late. You didn't really get involved in dog shows until you were in high school.
Actually, that's correct. I didn't get my first show dog until I graduated from high school in 1973. I got her in 74, and it was an Old English sheepdog, so it wasn't terriers. But yeah, I got a late start, but my kids all went to dog shows practically the day after they were born.
All right, so then the question is, how do you go from Old English sheepdogs to terriers?
Well, I finished my Old English sheepdog, and I wanted to learn more about dogs and proper care of dogs. And I went to work for a terrier handler by the name of George Ward. Everybody's very familiar with him.
George Ward, yes.
And I remembered my love for the wire fox terriers. It just was, when I was a little girl, I wanted one, and my mother said no, because I think they had one in the 30s. That was crazy. And so we always had a purebred dog at home, but she wasn't going to let me have a wire. And I just fell in love with them and became a terrier snob.
A terrier person, one of those, wearing your tweeds to Montgomery County, right?
Yeah.
How'd we get Cairns in
Yes.
there?
Yes.
How'd we get Cairns in there? I know you well for Cairns.
Well, I married it. I married into Cairns. My husband was a client of George's, and
Really?
he had a little
Sandy.
Cairn bitch that, my husband Sandy, and that's how we got into Cairns. And when we married, my husband had Cairns and Scotties. I had the wires, and we decided we'll only breed the two breeds, the Cairns and the wires, hence the kennel name Fox Aaron, which was a combination of the two. And we started a handling business as well. So that was where the Cairns came in.
Did you handle for Betty Hyslop?
Betty Hyslop, I sure did.
Betty Hyslop.
I sure did. She was some lady.
What a great mentor for
we did
Cairns.
a lot of winning
between Betty and George Ward. You do have a lot of responsibility to carry on there.
I do. There was one other person that I learned a lot about Cairn breeding, and her name was Virginia Cadwallader. She was a local breeder, had beautiful Cairns, wood miss Cairns. I learned a lot about breeding from her.
That's great. What breeds do we have you judging? You're on a panel with 133 judges. What breeds do we have for you?
I am doing bull terriers and Cairn terriers. I believe I'm also doing mini bulls.
You have bull terriers at home now.
Two of my
right?
breeds. We now have a couple of bull terriers.
Yeah.
We do. No more grooming. We stopped breeding the wires in the 90s. And the Cairns, I think our last litter was about 14 years ago. So when our two house Cairns passed away, I didn't want to do any more stripping. My hands are pretty arthritic from all those years of stripping terriers. So we have the bull terriers, and we're enjoying them immensely. They're great fun.
People have this vision of terriers being easy maintenance dogs because they don't see a lot of coat, but having to be hand stripped several times a year probably makes there a lot of work.
several times a week. If you want to do their coats properly, at least once or twice a week. And Airedales, it's a 6-hour job in one shot. So it's a long process.
Well, I always say the terrier people are the
shed.
hardest working people in dogs because of that.
Well, I would probably include poodles in that. There's a lot of work with poodles too.
The Bichon people and the Bedlington people always want to argue with me about who's the hardest working groomers in our sport, but it's great fun.
Oh,
What's your vision? What's your vision of this virtual
fun.
dog show? Tell me what you're expecting as a judge.
Well, well, I'm not sure what to expect. I hope I do better signing into to watching the videos. It's very exciting, and of course, it's for a worthy cause, the Heart Association. Yeah, it's and it's international, so that should be exciting. So I'm not quite sure what to expect, but it'll be fun. Something I told Tara I would do for the Heart Association, and I think it'll go well. I hope the entries are coming in fast and furious.
We're going to have a lot of majors. We're also, another beneficiary is the Canine Health Foundation, the AKC's Canine Health Foundation. So we're getting 2 hits here for us. One in the world of medicine and human health, but a lot of people don't think about the fact that heart research, heart health in dogs can be related to heart health in humans, and can help us research with the dogs, can help us with human heart issues.
That's absolutely true. And the Canine Health Foundation has done such a great job in finding markers for so many things. And bull terriers do have some heart issues. We always have their hearts checked and tested before any breeding. So it's an issue with the breed.
It is also in my breed, my Cavaliers. We actually are involved with a couple of researchers from Tufts University who are partnering with the American Heart Association on heart research in Cavaliers, and we think that's a great marriage, and we're looking forward to having everybody come together. Tell me about the pictures on your back wall there. Are those all Green Bay Packers?
Oh, no, those are my family. Let's see, can you see them all? We have a local photographer by the name of John Schultz. It's my John Schultz. They're all black and white. All my kids, our family, graduation pictures, baby pictures, all sorts of stuff.
Very nice. I kid Peggy
what we call my John Schultz wall.
I kid Peggy about the Green Bay Packers because her grandfather was one of the founding owners of the original Green Bay Packers. Is that the correct title that he had? He was president.
He was. No, he was the first. He was the first president. He was very instrumental with them becoming part of the NFL, and he was the president from 21 to 27, I think. The very first president.
Green Bay Packers, so, the first and only, still to this day, the only publicly owned franchise in the National Football League. So that's pretty. I'm sure
Correct.
you have good. I'm sure Correct. You have good
and
seats.
I am
right?
A stockholder.
Yeah, you get good seats.
We do. Yeah, I'm sitting in the ones that my grandfather had.
That's great.
And my cousin's son now he's behind us. So.
Wow. We and we talk about
right on the 50.
We talk about dog shows being a family sport too, so you've got that going for you both ways. We're excited about the virtual dog show. We're excited to have people like Canine Chronicle supporting us, and then our support back to the American Heart Association and Canine Health Foundation. Thrilled that you're on the panel. You bring a lot to us. You're exactly the kind of person we want judging our show, so that you can impart that knowledge and your prestige to what we're doing. So thanks for being on with me today, Peggy, and we'll look forward to
be fun.
Seeing you
thank you.
somewhere down the road. Okay, be well.
Sometime, I hope.
All right.
Okay, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.